Hello, welcome to True Cloud ERP. Today we're going to take a look at our WayPay back office, and we're going to look at some of the new features that we've rolled out. So we're going to start at the menu level, and we'll just start by selecting the products. What we want you to notice is that we've made all the pages look the same. So we've put filters on the top, and we've put reports along the bottom. So that should be the same on every page. And of course you can now scroll through all your products at the same time, or you can drill into a specific product and just show the batteries that you need to show. So we have the ability, this is my products, and you'll notice that under the system we can set our prices or look at individual products, and you'll notice that you can scroll through, or we've added a new search bar. So making it very simple but also very consistent across all of your pages. So when we go over to tickets, you'll notice that we've added an inbound ticket, which is your buy sell type. We've added an outbound ticket, which is your sell or waste type ticket. And so let's go ahead and go to our new search ticket screen. This is probably your primary screen that you'll use in the back office to look at transactions that are already finished. So you can change the type of these by looking for a buy sell, which is an inbound ticket, or you can look at a sell or a waste ticket, which is both your outbound types. So the types that we can filter by, but also we can just simply type in, I'm looking for ticket number 3000, and I can apply the filter and it automatically brings me my ticket 3000, where I can either reprint it, or I can go to my settings if I need to look at settings. You'll notice that I have images and signatures that I can simply click on, and so that gives you the ability to see everything you need to see, or I could actually go look at the ticket itself on the new ticket screen. So let's go ahead and go into a create an inbound ticket. So the first thing you're going to notice on the left side of the screen is a scroll of all your tickets. So this instantly loads any tickets. We default to unpaid, but I could look at unpaid on hold, which is a local ticket that I've created on this device. So unpaid on hold means that it was created on the device that you're currently logged into. Unpaid would be on any ticket that is not finished but is created on any device, or I can just simply click the radio button and it will show me, okay, show me all paid tickets, and now you can look at all the paid tickets. So simply clicking on the ticket number will populate that ticket. So let's go back to our unpaid, and then we can click on, and you'll notice that we've color coded. The red means that it's outbound, the green means that it's inbound. So that'll tell you whether it's coming into inventory or leaving inventory. Those are the two choices that we've given you. I'm just going to click right now, and you can, of course, if you have multiple locations, you can create tickets from any device, any tablet, any phone, and you can utilize the camera and the screen to capture additional images. Once we've opened up a ticket, you can simply click this button to add a product. So from here, I can either type, and so I can say show me my brass, and by the time I start typing BR, it shows me all my brass. Now we do have the ability to go over to here and simply start hitting the drop down buttons, and so the system is set up immediately for you to be able to go through and look at your menu of products, or you can simply just start typing for copper and it'll automatically populate all your coppers. I can select a copper, I can put in some pounds for gross, tare, net, weight, and then I hit the check mark to say yes, I'm done. That populates my product item. I have other images if I want to grab signatures, customer images, etc. But let's go ahead and assume that we want to add a product image. We have a gross image, a tare image, or just a general image. They can either be captured from the local camera or they can be uploaded. So either way, you have the option to add additional images to this line item, and we can select that. Over here, we can select on customer. You'll notice it automatically populates the customer name. I went ahead and added the customer to this ticket, and now I have the ability to save it, print it, save and print, or I could pay it. I can pay by cash, pay by check, send it to accounts payable, and pay it later, which is the most common for these industrial ticket types that we have here. So I can hit that button, and it goes ahead and says this ticket has now been paid, and I can click this, and you're going to notice I have the option set up to print a PDF is my option. So we'll go back to here. So our tickets, you can simply just click on one and it automatically opens brings you to a ticket, and you'll notice that it's closed right now, so I can open it, and now I go back into edit mode. So now I can edit one of these 3 line items. So that's our new ticket page. It's fairly simple. Payments over to the right, and the ability to send to accounts payable. If this ticket were to go into the negative, it would automatically change and you could send it to accounts receivable. So the system is now both buy-sell capable throughout the system, and of course if I go to create an outbound ticket, you'll notice it'll simply close that ticket out and bring me to an outbound ticket, of which I can select either an existing or I could create a new one. And this is of course the sales side. So outbound meaning that I'm selling some aluminum cans, and you can notice that I have my product type sitting here, or photos. So all of this is consistent now with building tickets in the online back office. Reporting is the same. You can go over to your reports and you can click on your daily report, or you can tick on a cash drawer report, or I could see the other different types of ticket reports that we have. One of the things that we've changed in the reporting section is the ability for us to, let's just grab a few dates here, and to show you that in the product report we've now added freight. So the ability for you to say, hey, I paid for the freight and I want to bill my customer, so you can put freight minus, or I paid for the freight and my customer doesn't know about it, but I want to include those into my cost of goods. So freight is a really big factor when it comes to getting an average cost that's accurate. So again, if you paid for the freight but you're going to charge back your customer for that, we have freight minus, and then you also have freight plus. So you're going to notice, by the way, we've added and enhanced this by showing all 1,000 separators, commas, so that your numbers all look consistent now throughout the system, both the front end, the back end. And you'll notice that now we've parsed this out, where before we didn't have the 1,000 separator or the comma in between your numbers, and we now have that to make it easier for you to read those numbers. But keep in mind, again, in your front end applications, WayPay Mobile or WayPay Pro, you'll see the freight minus and the freight plus. So let's go ahead and take a look at that on the front end. Okay, so we've switched over to our WayPay Pro application, and we're going to take a look at how to add freight to a ticket. So first of all, we're going to go and open up an inbound ticket, which is also a buy-sell ticket, and we'll just hit the plus button, which will get us over to a brand new ticket in the system. So here, let's go ahead and just assume that we're buying HMS, and we'll just put in some numbers to give us something to work against. So we had 80,000 gross, 40,000 tear, and we're paying 230 per gross ton. So you'll notice over here we now have the gross weight, the tear weight, and the net weight, and then of course here's your math that breaks it out. If we wanted to add, we would go over here to more options, click freight rate. That brings up our new freight calculator. In this freight calculator, you have the ability to put in just a flat rate, or you can do a per mile, or you can do a per hour, or you can actually bill by the weight. So if you're paying for your freight by any of these factors, you can use all of them at the same time, or you can just choose one. So if I said, well, that cost me $500, now you can decide, is that something I'm going to charge back to my supplier, or is it something that the company is going to pay for internally? Let's say that you split that with your supplier. I put in 50%, so 250 I'm charging back to my customer, and I'm going to pick up the other 250 internally. So when I click this and I apply this freight rate, you'll notice a $250 deduction for a freight chargeback. This is what your supplier will see. Your total freight, on the other hand, was $500. That's because you paid for the other $250, but your supplier doesn't need to know that. They just need to see their side. So when we print and finish this ticket, that freight will show up on your report. As mentioned before, if we go back into our back office, you'll see the $250 would be here, and the other $250, which is hidden from your supplier but visible to your inventory, shows you the cost of freight as it's factored into your inventory. So let's take a look at your inventory. So my incoming inventory and my outgoing both also have freight minus and freight plus. You'll notice that here there was a split load where I charged back the supplier for half of it, and then I paid the other half of the freight, of which case you'll notice that my average price was $206 after I deducted my freight. And you'll also notice that my average price went up because now I factored my freight into that inventory, and so now my inventory value includes the cost of freight hauling. So that's a big change in the system and helping you get a more accurate cost of goods before you sell your product. So the rest of the pages are fairly similar, with the addition to we've rearranged the menu a bit here so you can see your AP tickets, you can see your AP summaries and your AR summaries. If you created shipping reports in the back office, you'll use this. If you created your sell tickets on the front end of your WayPay Pro or WayPay Mobile, you'll see them under sales invoices. So I can go here and I could add these to an AR summary. Same as if I went to my AP tickets, I could add these to an AP summary. So the look and feel is a little different, but now you can scroll through and you can search through these filters at the top, and so that's consistent. So the biggest change, again, in your ticket search page is giving you the ability to type in a customer's name or a date. And so if I just said, well, show me, I want all tickets and I'm looking for this customer and I want to see what tickets this customer's on, it's now searching my entire database at one time, and you'll see the new spinner there. And so all my tickets came back to me that have this on it. Now I could further refine that by simply adding that, and then now let's look for tickets that just have that, and you'll see that all the tickets returned have that. So very powerful search bar into your tickets. So always look to your version number, 20.10, current release, and here's your release notes for what's coming out. Hope you enjoy the TrueCloud back office.